This is Radio Nepal. I'm DILA PRASAI with the news. The headlines first. Prime Minister Sherbadu Deuba says Nepal can achieve progress only after ensuring rule of law. Vote counting for all posts on the 14th General Convention of Nepali Congress concludes. 4 proposals tabled at Province 2 Assembly for naming the province. And early data from various studies suggest Omicron infections may be milder and lead to fewer hospital admissions. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Sherbadu Deuba has said the country can achieve progress only after ensuring the rule of law. Addressing a program organized in Kathmandu yesterday on the occasion of the 71st Establishment Day of the Office of the Attorney General, Prime Minister Deuba said democracy, rule of law and human rights should be ensured for the development of the country. The Prime Minister stressed on implementing the laws by state agencies to make the governance system more effective and free of bias. Prime Minister Deuba also lauded the roles played by the Office of the Attorney General since its establishment. On the occasion of Attorney General Khamba Bahadur Khati called on the government to take necessary initiations to resolve the problems seen in the Supreme Court. Vote counting for all the posts under the 14th General Convention of the Nepali Congress has concluded. The Election Committee of the party said the result of the election under the Dalit cluster has also been published. As per the party's election committee, leaders Man Bahadur Nepali, Prakash Rasaili, Nrip Bahadur Ward, Harisharan Nepali and Maikulal Balmiki have won the central member elections towards the open quota under the Dalit cluster. Likewise, Lakshmi Pariyar, Sujata Pariyar, Shanti Pariyar and Rupa Vishwakarma have been elected towards the women quota under the Dalit cluster. From the 14th General Convention of the Nepali Congress, a total of 13 office bearers and 121 central members have been elected for 4-year term. However, other 33 central members would be nominated by the party president. 4 proposals have been tabled at the Province 2 Assembly meeting for naming the province. The proposals were tabled by lawmakers of different political parties in the meeting yesterday. Province Assembly member of ruling Janata Samajwadi Party, Shailendra Kumar Yadav, and Bharat Shah of CPN Maoist Centre proposed the Province 2 be named as Madhesh Province. Similarly, leader Pramod Kumar Yadav of ruling CPN Unified Socialist proposed the province be named as Janaki Province, while Nepali Congress lawmaker Shiva Chandra Chaudhary proposed the name Mithila Bhojpura Province. Another lawmaker of Nepali Congress, Rajeshwar Prasad Shah, however, proposed the province name to be Madhya Pradesh. The CPN Maoist Centre has elected its office bearers in Province 1 through election. The party conducted the election at the province office in Biratnagar yesterday as it failed to choose the office bearers through consensus. Leader Harka Bahadur Nembang has been elected as the chairperson of the party in Province 1. Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Dilendra Prasad Badu has stressed the need for running regular businesses of the Federal Parliament in a bid to endorse necessary laws. Addressing the meeting of Law, Justice and Human Rights Committee of the Federal Parliament held yesterday, Minister Badu said a political consensus was needed to end the obstruction created by the main opposition CPN-UML. The minister further said the bills related to the federalism and citizenship would be endorsed if the Parliament ran its regular business without any obstruction. Lawmakers have stressed the need for making the distribution of passport and national identity card easier, accessible and effective. Speaking at a meeting of the International Relations Committee of the Federal Parliament held yesterday, lawmakers said people's compulsion to stay in long queue for the entire day to receive passport and national identity card should be ended. Director General of the Passport Department, Dornath Aryal, said the passport distribution process has been made easier than before, and he vowed to resolve the issue of queue management soon. A candidate candlelight vigil was organized yesterday evening in the capital in memory of late former president of Nepali Congress and former Prime Minister Krishna Prasad Bhattrai. On the occasion, Home Minister Balkrishna Khada and all the leaders were present at the event held at Krishna Bhattrai Kishunji Park in Kathmandu Metropolitan City 10. On the occasion, Minister Khan said that Bhattrai was always for the cause of nationality. The National Reconstruction Authority has been formally handed over to the designated bodies as per the decision of the Government of Nepal. The National Reconstruction Authority Chief Executive Officer Sushil Gyawali handed over the related files to Chief Executive Officer of National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority Anil Pokhrel yesterday. On the occasion, Home Minister Balkrishna Khada said the authority accomplished important milestones in rebuilding the structures damaged by 2015 Gorkha earthquake. CEO Gyawali claimed that authority succeeded in fulfilling the responsibility entrusted to it by the government during the challenging times. According to the Reconstruction Authority, 92% of private housing, 85% of archaeological sites, and 92% of government buildings have been reconstructed so far. A total of 293 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in Nepal. The Ministry of Health and Population informed that 263 people recovered from COVID-19 infection in the past 24 hours. Similarly, 2 persons died of the virus infection yesterday, taking the corona-related death toll to 11,581 in the country so far. You're listening to Radio Nepal 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. Early data from South Africa and studies in England and Scotland published on Wednesday suggest Omicron infections may be milder and lead to fewer hospital admissions. Analysis by researchers at Imperial College London found around a 40% reduction in the risk of being admitted to hospital for a night or compared with Delta, while an Edinburgh University study suggested there was a 65% lower risk of being hospitalized with Omicron. According to the BBC, the findings were based on only a few cases. Similarly, in South Africa, a study suggested Omicron patients were 70 to 80% less likely to need hospital treatment. But it suggested there was no difference in the outcomes for the few patients that ended up in hospital with Omicron. However, health experts still warn that the speed at which Omicron spreading could still mean hospitalizations in numbers that could put countries in a difficult situation. South Korean President Moon Jae-in has pardoned former President Park Geun-hye, who was serving a 22-year prison term for a vast corruption scandal. The 69-year-old was convicted of abuse of power and coercion after she was impeached in 2017. She was the country's first democratically elected leader to be forced from office. Park has been hospitalized 3 times this year due to chronic shoulder and back pain. Local news outlet Yonhap said Park was among the beneficiaries of Moon's special amnesty for the new year, had been placed on the list due in part to her poor health. The announcement has come as surprise as President Moon Jae-in had previously ruled out a pardon. Moon came to power on a promise to root out corruption in high office. Now the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting division says the weather is likely to be partly cloudy in the hilly areas and mainly fair in the rest of the country. There are also chances of light snowfall at a few places of the high mountainous region. And Kathmandu's weather report now. Maximum temperature of 17.8 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 3 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin. But before we wrap up the headlines once again. Prime Minister Sherbadu Duba says Nepal can achieve progress only after ensuring rule of law. Vote counting for all posts on the 14th General Convention of Nepali Congress concludes. 4 proposals tabled at Province 2 Assembly for naming the province. And early data from various studies suggest Omicron infections may be milder and lead to fewer hospital admissions. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe, and have a good day.